to the German language distance learning program for beginners. This is a joint program conducted by the Indira Gandhi National Open University in collaboration with Max Müller Bhavan, the German Cultural Center in India. Herzlich willkommen zum Fernkurs Deutsch als Fremdsprache für Anfänger. Ein gemeinsames Programm zwischen der Indira Gandhi National Open University und dem Goethe-Institut Max Müller Bhavan, dem Deutschen Kulturzentrum in Indien.
You're listening to Radio D, the radio language course of Redaktion D. A joint project of the Goethe Institute and Deutsche Welle Radio. The author is Herat Mese.
And a warm welcome to episode 23 of your German course with Radio D. Our reporters Paula and Philip are still in Hamburg Harbour, where a shark is said to be terrorising people. You might remember that they saw a surfboard looking as if a shark had bitten a chunk out of it. The surfer who was presumably on the board has disappeared, and Paula and Philip are looking for him or her. A long way from the curious crowds in the docks, they've found a surfing and diving school, and they're trying to find out something about the surfer there.
Hallo, liebe Hörerinnen und Hörer.
Willkommen
bei Radio D.
Radio D.
Die Reportage.
Listen to the first scene. How does the man in the surfing school respond? And why do you think he's behaving like that?
Ach nee, sieh mal. Was steht denn da?
Surfen und Tauchen.
Vielleicht finden wir hier den Surfer.
Hallo? Hallo? Ist da jemand?
Guten Tag. Wir suchen einen Surfer.
Sehr originell. Wir verleihen Surfbretter, keine Surfer. Surfen müssen Sie schon selbst.
Wir haben ein Surfbrett gesehen. Das hat ein Hai kaputt gebissen.
Was haben Sie gesagt? Ein Hai? Hier in Hamburg? So ein Blödsinn. Das haben Sie wohl in der Hamburger Zeitung gelesen, oder? Ich muss arbeiten. Tschüss.
Bit gruff, isn't he? But why? I suspect he's either trying to hide something, or else he's just trying to get rid of the two of them fast. Or maybe he's surly because he could see straight off that Paula and Philip hadn't come to hire something. Paula said right after greeting him that she and Philip are looking for a surfer.
Guten Tag. Wir suchen einen Surfer.
The man points out sarcastically that he has surfboards for hire, but no surfers.
Wir verleihen Surfbretter, keine Surfer.
Well, we don't know why the man pretends not to understand Paula, nor why he growls so impolitely that if they want to surf, they'll have to do it themselves.
Surfen müssen Sie schon selbst.
But Philip won't be put off. He makes another attempt to get information out of the man. He mentions the surfboard that he and Paula have seen.
Wir haben ein Surfbrett gesehen.
Philip says they saw a surfboard that had been bitten to pieces by a shark.
Wir haben ein Surfbrett gesehen. Das hat ein Hai kaputt gebissen.
Philip hopes his description will impress the man because he might know the missing surfer who may have had a terrible accident. But the man brushes it all off as nonsense.
Ein Hai? Hier in Hamburg? So ein Blödsinn.
And he immediately suspects where this information has come from, the Hamburger Zeitung, Zeitung in German means newspaper.
Das haben Sie wohl in der Hamburger Zeitung gelesen, oder?
And then the man says he has to work and abruptly breaks off the conversation.
Ich muss arbeiten. Tschüss.
Philip and Paula leave the surfing and diving school with a strange sense that there's something wrong there. Lost in thought, they walk a bit further along the Elbe River, which forms Hamburg Harbour. After a few metres, they suddenly hear a loud splashing, as if someone was stepping out of the water. And so there is, a diver.
Radio D.
Die Reportage.
Listen to the scene and see if you can make a connection between the diver, Taucher, and a shark fin, Haiflosse. If you can, you'll get pretty close to solving the mystery of the Hamburg shark.
Den will ich aus der Nähe sehen.
Wen?
Den Taucher. Da ist ein Taucher.
Psst. Leise. Wir müssen leise sein.
Paula, das glaub ich nicht. Nein, das glaub ich nicht. Der Taucher hat...
Was denn? Ich sehe nichts.
Der Taucher hat eine Haiflosse.
Wie bitte? Ich verstehe nichts. Eine Haiflosse?
Ja, der hat eine Haiflosse.
So the diver's got a shark fin, and maybe you guessed that he'd fixed it to his back. Well, you were right. And you can imagine that when the diver's underwater, you can only see the fin, and you'd think there was a shark there, well, at least from a distance. Philip is going to get to the bottom of this. He wants to see the man coming out of the water close up.
Den will ich aus der Nähe sehen.
Paula doesn't know whom Philip means, and when she asks, she hears that Philip has seen a diver.
Wen?
Den Taucher. Da ist ein Taucher.
To see the diver close up, Philip and Paula have to rush through some undergrowth. Cracking twigs could give them away, so Paula says they must be quiet.
Psst. Leise. Wir müssen leise sein.
Philip apparently has the better view, and he can see that the diver has a shark fin.
Der Taucher hat eine Haiflosse.
Philip repeats the sentence very loudly. The diver hears him and he runs away. Philip and Paula run after him, but Philip stumbles, and it's not certain whether they'll catch up with the diver. Suddenly they hear a familiar sound. Who surprises Philip and Paula?
Hallo Eulalia, wie bist du denn hierher gekommen? Geflogen natürlich. Ich bin von Berlin hierher geflogen und ich habe etwas sehr Interessantes gesehen.
Eulalia the talking owl has suddenly turned up. Paula wants to know how Eulalia got to them from Berlin.
Hallo Eulalia, wie bist du denn hierher gekommen?
Well, she flew, of course. How else?
Geflogen natürlich. Ich bin von Berlin hierher geflogen.
We won't bother to ask how Eulalia managed to fly the 260 kilometres or so from Berlin to Hamburg, nor what interesting thing it was she saw en route.
Und ich habe etwas sehr Interessantes gesehen.
Because while she tells Philip and Paula what interesting things she saw, we'll join the professor to see what interesting things he's got for us.
Und nun kommt wieder unser Professor.
Radio D.
Gespräch über Sprache.
Eulalia has seen something. She won't tell us what just yet, but at least we know it was something in the recent past.
Yes, and that's what I'll be talking about. The ways one can speak about something that's past in what's called the present perfect tense in English, or das Perfekt in German. So the story begins with Philip and Paula seeing a surfboard. Listen to that again and try to spot the two verbs in the sentence.
Wir haben ein Surfbrett gesehen.
Well, I heard the verb to have, haben, and the verb to see, sehen.
That's right. First you heard the helping or auxiliary verb, haben. Haben helps to form the present perfect tense. And you heard the second verb, sehen, in past participle form, which is needed in German to form the present perfect tense. Watch out for the prefix g or ge.
Sehen. Gesehen.
Wir haben ein Surfbrett gesehen.
So the present perfect tense is formed in German with the auxiliary verb haben and the past participle of the second verb.
Yes, but I have to add something. With most verbs, the past participle has the prefix g and a suffix that's attached to the verb stem. With the irregular verbs, the suffix is en, n, like with the infinitive. Listen to two examples with the verbs to see and to read.
Wir haben ein Surfbrett gesehen.
Das haben Sie wohl in der Hamburger Zeitung gelesen, oder?
But isn't there still another form of the past participle?
Yes, I'm afraid there is. The regular verbs take a T after the verb stem, which then sounds like the third person singular of the verb.
Sagen. Gesagt.
Was haben Sie gesagt?
The verb haben is conjugated. The past participle always stays unchanged and is right at the end of the sentence.
Und ich habe etwas sehr Interessantes gesehen.
And what's up with Eulalia?
Well, we know that she's been on the move. She's come from Berlin to Hamburg. And some German verbs, especially those of movement, form the present perfect tense with the auxiliary verb to be, sein. For example, to come, kommen.
Kommen. Gekommen.
Sie ist von Berlin gekommen.
To finish up, I'd like to ask our listeners for the infinitive of the following past participle.
Geflogen natürlich. Ich bin von Berlin hierher geflogen.
The infinitive is fliegen, to fly. Sadly, that's something I can't do.
Oh, never mind. Thanks anyway.
Thank you.
For listeners, repeat time. Paula and Philip discover a diver.
Den will ich aus der Nähe sehen.
Wen?
Den Taucher. Da ist ein Taucher.
Leise. Wir müssen leise sein.
Paula, das glaub ich nicht. Nein, das glaub ich nicht. Der Taucher hat...
Was denn? Ich sehe nichts.
Der Taucher hat eine Haiflosse.
Wie bitte? Ich verstehe nichts. Eine Haiflosse?
Ja, der hat eine Haiflosse.
And Eulalia arriving.
Hallo Eulalia, wie bist du denn hierher gekommen?
Geflogen natürlich. Ich bin von Berlin hierher hierher geflogen und ich habe etwas sehr Interessantes gesehen.
In the next episode, we'll hear what it was Eulalia saw, and Philip will try to get a little bit closer to Paula.
Bis zum nächsten Mal, liebe Hörerinnen und Hörer.
You've been listening to Radio D, a German course of the Goethe Institute and Deutsche Welle Radio.
Besten Dank, dass Sie unseren Deutschkurs für Anfänger eingeschaltet haben. Detaillierte Informationen über den Kurs bekommen Sie im Studienzentrum, Regionalzentrum und im Max-Müller-Bhavan. Thank you for tuning in to our German language program for beginners. Detailed information regarding this program is available at your study center, regional center and at the Max Müller Bhavan.